will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, winter, Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches.
Boo. Alright, what up, y'all? It is late as fuck. 1 minute to the bell. Boy, it's supposed to be a new record for fucking shitty show openings for me. A couple of problems getting stuff situated here this morning, but we do have it. You can see, I don't even know how that got moved, but that's pretty crazy. That keeps happening. Alright, there it goes. That's this way. That's that way. Oh, okay. I get what that is. Alright, now I'm situated. Not a moment too soon. It is 9:30. Market is open, so I will open by looking at the market. Wow, this is actually really? Is there 90 of you here? There's never 90 here in the opening. What the hell happened? Uh-oh, Raggy. So, lots of people came back or something. Alright, well, that's always a sentiment thing. So, market's been crazy. Indexes have not been it for a couple weeks now. Ever since Noctis Lunaris and that volatility pump began. Volatility, people's emotions have been definitely fucking noteworthy, right? Things have been pretty fucking crazy. That being said, it's always a good idea to take stock of where things are right now, because there's been enough crazy shit on Twitter for you there to be, a moment of reflection worth taking. In case any of the Clonix trolls decided to venture into my show, if you didn't realize I'm not fucking playing when I said stop fucking trolling me or I'll crucify your ass, I think maybe you get the point. If you don't, I can always make it a little bit clearer for you. So, did want to show you guys that. Made a little TA. You talk about prices, people. I couldn't make it more clear than the graph I made. Before I get to that, I'm going to take a quick snapshot of where the market is, and then we're going to go over it and check that out. So, looking at the pre-market going in, we've gone in just the NVIDIA and Tesla, some strength in tech, worth noting going into the session, in case tech does manage to sustain itself a little bit better than it has been doing. But, overall, the equity markets still remain under a decent amount of pressure. And a lot of things haven't really lined themselves up to say, like, we want to be, full-blown bullish just yet. We can have a little bounce, but right now the market does need to do some healing before it gets to a place where you say, you're balls to the wall with it. Checking this out. So this peeled back pretty fucking far. We're pumping up right now underneath Stevie D's level, which this range is a good range. Always pay attention to previous ranges where you get good gas, right? Because price has memory. That's the whole point of pointing out Trolex, because price has memory and things tend to behave the same when they're in the same place. And if price is people tend to behave the same in the same places. So that's one of the reasons it's worth noting, emotional levels and stuff like that. So depending on how we get in here, if we were to get back on top of this system, this would probably be the place that you'd care, like exiting out of this. Qs, looking at them for tech, which had low pre-market strength, right? You were just down really parabolic, so you're getting a bit of a relief rally right now. And we want to see if that can actually get some life to it and carry and take this angle out. But I don't think you have to panic about missing any major bull moves until at least compromise this steeper trajectory in this angle. The real downward angle of this pullback is actually this one. This is just a steeper angle and a pullback within that structure. So now we've gone through this zone. Looks like we hit that low down there, which is the last volume zone we gave you guys inside this bull flag. This volume zone is kind of similar to this major volume zone here, just where the deepest congestion was. And you can see when price gets through it, that's when you really want to pay attention, right? Just like you're getting through it, testing it, and going off of it. If we hold this, rotate, we want to go through this system and go through the angle with that, and that would be kind of like your first time to it's getting a bit more bullish. But for right now, right, this is a blip on the radar, so you don't get too zoomed in and freak out. If you guys pay attention on Friday, we gave you a warning about crypto possibly pulling back. Come on. All right, there was a chance that BTC could rotate to his longer term angle, which is this one at the moment, and then there's now a deeper angle. If he keeps tracking down, he can continue to follow, so we want to be aware of this, and that's why we track this. It's a bull flag. at one resolution, it's a low resolution downtrend at another. So you always kind of want to pay attention to this. Let's see. So that being said, that's BTC. ETH recoiled down, broke this angle. She told you this was danger. USDT, pop this trigger right here. That would be bad. Rotating this bigger bull flag. This was a lower resolution bear flag that we had a projection for, but this is the overall larger structure bull flag that him barring up from was dangerous, and that bar up was that fucking cataclysmic dump wave we saw. Whoops, sorry about that. Wrong button. So all right, so that being said, we're gonna come back around here and talk about what I was gonna talk about, which was price being people. Like this. For a year and a half, we documented the trolley behavior of this cult in CloneX. And what you see is, right, as much as many people want to blame me for just pointing it out, the reality is this is why my analysis is accurate, and most people caught up in their feelings can't see it. Because they're really caught up in the personal of it, right? I don't give a shit about the personal of anything. I don't give a fuck about these people. They're trash. But what I do pay attention to is occurrences in time. And when I paid attention to the fact that Zayd, who Benito tried to tell me my DMs is a top tier artist, yeah, whatever, begins to shit on Goblin Town and people can have a shitty life because they're fucking in that project, I warned him. I've been in crypto a decade. This always comes right before Armageddon comes to your door. And it came to their door, right? I pointed it out. For pointing this out, I got attacked by this ugly fucking bitch that looks like the bottom of my shoe, who then they appointed to being community manager, and she began to conduct a fucking attack on me here, trying to smear me as like a white supremacist because they weren't sure what color I was yet. But once they figured out what color I was, they just went full crazy with the other shit. So, trying to tell people basically don't follow me, right? Fucking trying to shit on me, trying to damage my ecosystem. What happened to you? Fucking wrecked. You went around spreading bad fucking juju on fucking other artists, trying to smash fucking other people's fucking brands and destroy people, and then say what? I hope you leave with a big loss. Famous last fucking words, right? That was at 2.76. These idiots didn't get it then. So fast forward, these beta pussies are now stalking my personal Instagram to call me a beta. Let me tell you something. In the world I come from, there is no place a grown man goes stalking another grown man in his free time and ever gets to call anyone shit, you fucking pussy. This is the only pussy I'm fucking worried about. But you pussies need to fucking get a life. Isn't that something? And gas pedal. Go on. Troll me again, you fucking pussies. Make me your fucking hobby. I'll make your entire project my fucking hobby. This is where you trolled me inside fucking the goddamn server and it went off a cliff in your fucking faces that day because the people who saw it dump barred you that day? Yeah. When you think you run shit, Bad Take runs nothing. Dre Mills and Uncle Tom piece of shit. None of you run shit. The only thing you run is my balls down your fucking throat. Stay the fuck off my timeline. Keep my fucking name out of your fucking mouths. Pussies. And that's a memo for CloneX. I don't give a fuck if you like me. It doesn't change shit about the accuracy of this fucking analysis. You're shitbags, and every time you open your fucking shitty mouths, you go straight down. Every single fucking time. Shut the fuck up. Or watch your shit go to dust. I don't give a fuck. Garbage fucking community. That is the bar none most toxic fucking cult I've ever seen. I've been around from the Doge days began. And this is a garbage cult. The fucking belief that your luxury product would fucking trump your fucking degenerate behavior was a serious miscalculation. And the fact is, the product likely enabled the degenerate behavior because you thought there was nothing that could touch you. And you manifested exactly the opposite because of that belief. At the end of the day, I don't give a shit if you like me. This shit's accurate. Crazy shit, right? What a bunch of toads. Talk about a way to fuck up $1 billion brand, right? By letting these fucking clowns just run fucking free, being degenerate pieces of shit to everybody. Nope, not everyone has to take that shit. You can actually just fuck off and suck my dick. That's what you can get to do. I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. You keep commenting on my videos like little bitches too. I'll make sure to comment on your project. Stay the fuck off my goddamn station. Did I make that clear enough? I think I made that clear enough, right? I just want to be sure there's no fucking, no miscommunications, you know.
I've more than double.
I want to make sure that nobody mistakes it. Because when you come to my station and put stupid shit like this on there, when you've been watching my show in the past, you know damn well I know what I'm talking about, you don't do anything but bring more traffic to my show. You don't hurt my show. Vex the youth? Yeah, tell everybody you're an incel without telling everybody you're an incel living in your mom's basement. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, trolls can suck a dick. We'll just use you to make more money. That's all that's going to happen to you. You're going to look fucking stupid trying to troll me. Did I make that clear enough? Anyways, shout out to everybody throwing some morning bits. We appreciate you guys. Bart's first super chat. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, Abra. Shout out to Abra, Devin, Sweet Capitalist. And any of our new subscribers today. So, all our point to do in the market is be on target, be accurate. Not fucking kiss anyone's ass. Not be beholden to anybody else's brand. We don't give a shit. We're our own fucking brand. And anything that we say is an objective analysis of what's going on out there. We don't have any personals about it. We don't give a fuck. We don't know anybody in there. We don't care. But, you know, for people that fucking worry about people saying good morning to keep you happy, go over there. This isn't that place. We don't deal with stupid people like that. So, memos and things, right? Another interesting thing today. I know you guys probably just saw this thing on my wall. Whoever was the first person that picked up one of these shares is up like fucking, what is it? Like, I think they're up like fucking 15x right now. Whatever the hell this thing is. So I guess this thing lets you fucking ask me direct questions and things like that. But pretty interesting idea they've got going on here. If I didn't know better, I'd say it's a version of hijacking what Twitter is trying to create right now. But yeah, there's people back here buying and selling me all morning and shit like that. That's pretty crazy. But I've seen some dudes make fucking 3x and fucking more already since it started. Pretty wild shit. So this is some new idea. Not sure it's going. They're going to award points in this to kind of create some new perks for people in it. I thought it was pretty interesting. But the idea of having shares of Nomics was too hard to pass up. One of my buddies sent me this early in the morning. So thought I'd take a look. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of an interesting idea. I guess, you know, depending on the value of the people that are in here, it's going to dictate the value of these shares. So should be an interesting thing. If any of you were on this thing and fucking were quick enough to grab me by the fucking ding dong. Why don't you fucking cocksuckers and clones go buy some shares so you can cry me a river and fucking my DM? Bitches. Never skim. Skimming is a bad habit. Skimming is the art of practicing how to avoid information. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Thank you for the guide to Shifu. No problem, sir. Let's see what's here. We almost have 100 people here. I don't know what's going on. You guys fucking lose your way? What's going on here? Yeah, Azuki started talking the same shit when they fucking were top of the mountain. I warned them too, right? As soon as they started talking shit, I was like, you talk shit like fucking Clonex talk shit, it's gonna come all down in your fucking faces, and both of them went to the ground. Ultimately, that's why you pay attention to people, right? Sentiment things. That attitude, you gotta think what enables it, and it is the belief that you fucking are untouchable. That's the definition of fucking euphoria. And when you get to the point that, you know, hey, if things are going good, imagine that, you know, you build a business and things are going good and they're going so good, the first thing you think of this morning is to call your fucking like competitor and be like, you piece of shit. If that was the fundamental that got you to be your competitor, okay, do that every morning. But if it isn't, right, and you change your focus to fucking like looking at the next guy, right, the fundamentals of what got you in front of that next guy are gone the instant you fucking do that. That's why it's so worth paying attention to the behavior that you see in Clonex, because they're so emotional and so lowbrow that they wear their heart on their sleeve. And you can pretty much tell where not to fucking be, because emotions never come alone. right? Ignorance encircles value, and we know that ignorance is fueled by emotions. Highly emotional people then are never found alone. So finding one emotional asshat in CloneX pretty much can point out where every asshat on the fucking planet is because they're so completely fucked in the head. So enter Trollex, right? Highly useful. Trollex was useful to us in the VIX, useful to us in ETH, useful to us on the fucking S&P, useful to us in CloneX. It doesn't matter that they only trade clones. Emotions aren't found as scarce at all, and the fact is the empty space is the same in any asset class, right? Just because they happen to be in CloneX doesn't mean they're not representative of every fucking idiot on the planet in every other system. An idiot's an idiot, right? And so the fact is that we really don't have to look very hard to find sentiments. Lots of people go out there trying to hunt it down. You know, if you're patient and you're observant, it'll come to you. Trollex is a legendary level. Legendary stupidity yields legendary levels. Yes, it is a thing. And that's one of the funniest things when you understand that, synchronicity is what governs the ability to put these waves, these emotional levels on the chart from various participants. And if you understand that there's no such thing as coincidence in the universe, and you see this data tested and vetted and proven over and over and over again, you can never argue with who the dummies I put on the chart when you realize how they really get there. They might want to argue, but dummies do like to argue. I don't argue with dummies. All right. So how's our opening going? A little pump off the opening. Not too much going on in energies. All right. So I think that's pretty good. Let's see if we have a war story they can look away from. I'm not going to go too long this show. Just want to cover a couple things. Let's look at our opening of the week and our news flow. We have for news flow. All right, let's see. We got red event wise. Nothing we cared about today, Tuesday, Wednesday. Nothing from USA. Some French and German numbers you care about, especially trading currency and their indexes. USA flash manufacturing PMI we care about at 9:45 in the open session on Wednesday, and then unemployment claims 8:30 on Thursday, and we have what here? Fed Powell speaks. There's your big fucking problem, and then Jackson Hole Symposium. So these two things, anything can come out of there, and also revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment. So at 10 o'clock and 10:05, I think Friday is going to be the day you care about going into the weekend, how that all looks. So that's our big news for the week. Along with the inflation number, as always. That always matters. I don't see any war stories, slackers. Had all weekend. All weekend. And nothing. Slacking. So if you missed it, we shut down the chat in the main channel of Discord because we noticed something pretty crazy. I don't want to take credit for that. I'll say Snow Ripper noticed something crazy about the behavior of the entire ecosystem in Discord, based on the observation of past ecosystems we had in different chat platforms. And man, the idea that Discord itself as an evolution in social communications might actually have something to do with the arrival of AI is a pretty stunning revelation, in that it has changed the communication dynamic in the chat programs from what it once was, which was a lot more interactive, to something that actually really benefits the host of that platform far more than it benefits the individuals trying to communicate within it. Anyways, that's a really wordy way of saying if you're not fucking halfway dead, go read the fucking Discord, figure it out, and don't be a dead asshole when you come over to fucking where we are now. But it's definitely fucking night and day getting out of that fucking thing. It is like a fucking prison. See, I called it Discord prison for like a half a decade. I wasn't kidding. That thing's a fucking prison. All right. Next debate. I didn't get to finish it. I was definitely fucking probably an hour or two away from getting all the things I wanted in this one. But how'd you guys like this one? I was going for like what's that movie? Is it Valerian? think it's Valerian. They had like a lot of like cool aesthetics like this in their worlds and stuff. So I was going for that, but I didn't get to finish the landscape and things like that. So I was working on it. But what did you guys think of this one? In a desolate realm, right? After the aftermath of Armageddon hits all these emotional plebs, you're going to find yourself in a place that not many people are if you didn't get caught with them. And hopefully if you pay attention to the show, you guys are able to dodge, you know, the VIX explosion, dodge the fucking over the weekend crypto explosion, and put yourself in a place that, like, you know, you're still capitalized and mentally capitalized, you know, not taking the brunt of what's going on in the market, so you still have a clear mind to now make new plans in a place that very few people are standing. Right, and understand that after these huge storms that you have in the marketplace, right, and when the dust clears, there's always another bull market somewhere, right? So if you didn't get this sentence, right, uncharted worlds. So, and you know, obviously a play on charts, but yeah, in the desolate realm we find the great reset is upon us. Most will perish. But those few souls that venture to untouched pastures know that with every dawn, we rebuild and dare to reimagine our destinies on these uncharted worlds. I think it's pretty dope. And yeah, I did write that motherfucker. It's a whole new world. As long as you didn't die with the rest of them, right? What is that? And as crazy as it might seem, not a lot of people pay attention to it, but where'd I put it? Oh, I lost track of it. Damn it. Well, how crazy is this? Something else to note, right? With all the trolling that we get out there in the middle of a fucking NFT bear market, we've now flipped both Azuki and CloneX. Neither of which communities support any artists outside their buddies. But yeah, keep trolling me, dickheads. Keep trolling. Shout out to my newest collector, by the way. That's his second piece, picking up Heart of Darkness. I think that is a iconic light paint piece from the collection. That was probably the most complicated, you know, different series of techniques that I put into any one of the light paint works that, you know, have the mask in it. All right. Like the vibe, the horizon in the distance reminds me of Anakin in Star Wars and someone stranded in the desert walking. Interesting. Yeah, well, I'm a big Star Wars buff. It is a whole new world. All right, so what are we at right now? It is, what is going on here? 9:53. All right, I'm gonna do a macro and get you to some of your symbols and get you guys started on your week. Let's see. And if you haven't done so, go buy some shares in your boy. Come on now, if you're a viewer of the show and not holding shares in fucking Nomics, what are you doing with your life? I don't know, I think it's just funny to say that. I don't fully get it either, but it's pretty funny. Alright, so this is, again, what we talked about where we're starting off, right? We gapped up a little bit here. And off of one day does not a trend make, but we'd like to see this guy stabilize, and probably coming out of here would be a decent trigger to play him back out of again. But for right now, it's kind of just a 1 day, you know, to evaluate what goes on. Qs on their opening pop up to a congested area, and just like this, right, get above a good level of congestion and volume, probably ease of movements above that if you manage to rotate through this level and through this angle. Diamonds, we didn't pull him up. I wonder what those two red levels I stuck. I can't remember when I did these, but probably a pretty good level. Because he bounced off, and he's landing on top of. So probably pay attention to that too and see if these guys actually show some signs of stabilizing in the areas that they are. Otherwise, we're still tracking like, pullbacks. Don't know if I have this guy still on here. This is just the futures for futures traders. Right. Interesting possible, rotation up off the lows. It's a low resolution uptrend for now, so keep track of that guy and see if he holds. Otherwise, he's going to turn into a bear flag with all this overhead fucking volume and fucking roll off of it again. So probably need to keep track of our VIX, make sure this guy doesn't get any more life to him. This is the arc going into Friday that led to de-risk on fucking crypto and broadly again on everything else. So we're still tracking that as it moves, right? Large scale bull flag rotation. He keeps getting life and trending upwards. That gets worse. Been watching, Diamond Qs. Well, actually been watching XLE, XLK to see if this is really still in the realm of an energy wave or possibly rolling back to tech. This will have to stall, at least go to some kind of a pullback to allow tech to get some life to it. But right now, the real game in the market seems to be tech versus energy. For the moment. It doesn't always stay like that, but for the moment right now, we do kind of see this relationship coming out of June that allowed us to fucking have that tech pullback, enter that VIX cycle that we're in right now. And we need the VIX cycle to chill out and this try to fucking lose some of its energy in order for tech to resume some kind of leadership in risk assets. BTC things, right? We talked about in the beginning. He's underneath this angle, and that's kind of scary. If he flags under here and rotates down again, obviously it can get really nasty and take us down to this level. Not really looking for that at the moment, but until the market is fucking knocked out of their late longs, which likely is exactly what led to this. Right? We put this on the show before. Where was it? All right, this ton of symbols. This is through the looking glass, right? Back here in July. And ever since this point, right, the risk assets been taking it in the face. And this was definitely a sentiment thing. How big a sentiment thing is now becoming more apparent as we realize there's still a lot of people underwater. There's still a lot of people holding PFPs. There's still a lot of people on the wrong side of the market. We saw one trader get knocked out of $50 million liquidation on Binance. And they said that was pretty much 30% of the longs on Binance in a single trade. I can't tell you how crazy it is to see a person have the ability to be liquidated at 50 million bucks in a single position in a single place in a market as thin as crypto actually is, But that's one of the things, when you're dealing with equities and futures, on equities, the S&P can have 800 million to $1 billion go through it in a second. Crypto in the futures market in crypto, right? Every futures contract you deal with is coming from an individual exchange and isn't shared liquidity between everybody and their mom who could trade, ETH around the world. You're trading perpetual contracts on Binance. You're trading just against Binance in-house market maker, right? And if I'm trading the same perpetual contracts on Bybit or somewhere else, we're not trading the same liquidity. Each of us are vulnerable to fucking each exchange. And so it's not the same thing at all. You're not remotely nearly as hidden as you could be in a centralized market where the CME is the futures market for everybody who touches the S&P 500 from here to Japan. But market density matters. How much coverage you have to hide yourself out there. There wouldn't be things like Sonar Dark looking for people in dark pools if there was no reason to try and hide yourself from the marketplace. So pretty crazy. Anyways, so that covers that. Go back and we'll do DXY. Oops. Okay. All right. So DXY things. One of the other things that we worry about if he keeps being strong, if you want to buy risk assets, is you don't want to see this guy be ridiculously strong, all right? So he still has yet to roll over and prove he's anything but a rotation potential in a much larger bull flag correction that's pulled back onto the top of a 7-year range. If this gets gas, that would probably not be the best thing for risk assets, but it would also be something to take note of given the situation with BRICS and the current attack on the dollar and on our yields, right? And at least the yields part of it seems to be working very well. Anything else I wanted to touch on over here? So we're still watching energy. Is this my CL chart? This is not him. He must be on this page. CL1 exclamation. Okay, yeah. We're still watching this guy, like with regard to energy, and he's also part of like the read on it. You know, if we're gonna see sustained strength in energy, it probably, you know, will show up in oil and get him to push out of this box range he's been trapped in. This is a very key range he's in right now that has sustained being in here while tech has been running since late last year when AI wave took over. Right now, if energy is going to proceed on tech, this is probably going to leave this range that he's been in the whole time tech has been fucking like going completely crazy. So this is something to keep eyes on if we do see, you know, oil do manage to get on top of this box range and go after this angle. So that was crypto things, VXY. Okay, that's it. I think I covered enough stuff for you guys. You guys get all that? So yeah. That's the current sitch. What do you got for symbols, boys and girls? Brick Summit is this week too. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So interesting to see what comes out of there, right? Because everything about what's coming out of there is going to be a direct fucking, you know, is going to give us additional information about the dollar situation and the oil situation. Okay. Not many symbols there at all, huh? That's interesting. Actually, a decent turnout of people without many symbols. What the heck? Alright. What am I on? Not this chart. DHI. This is DR Horton, so we're talking about, where did I put this? ITB. Not there. ITB. Okay, so yeah, we talked about this. Yeah, box range worked out, right? Need this thing to get out of there. It didn't get out of there. Housing's been on a crazy run since we made this projection down here. Lennar and all those guys at DHI have all come out of there. So at least now you need a breather, and you're getting that. That box range ties to this bull flag that we have here. This bull flag is going through this previous high in 2021 before the Fed began their cycle. This is definitely a good line in the sand to watch for him to come back above and not fuck around, you know, trying to guess the rotation until he gets back. Above this will be where at least get good gas here. It'd be where I'd look for it again if he gets back up. So while he pulls back, it's just a matter of how big this pullback's going to be if it's not terminal. And, you know, if he finds his way back up here and gets another leave off of the same area like he did up here. So I think that's what you're watching with that. FR4, wait a minute, is that the CAC? That's the CAC 40. All right, this was some other overlay. All right, so he's been trapped up here since whenever this was, we looked at it, made a bull flag that he failed to escape the trigger on, and he's kind of still stuck in this range with the rest of the shitty performance of, like, you know, risk assets and other equity markets. So I think that's what you're watching, right? And we look at these guys, put the world basket on top of it, right? Everyone's kind of in this same pullback structure right now, if you can look at that. All right, everyone's kind of got this low tilt. Who's this right here? I don't know why my symbol names keep vanishing. That's the S&P. What the fuck? So if you look at this, right, everyone's kind of like, right now, risk assets feel really bearish. People are starting to get pretty negative. Right now in this last pullback, right, this is what we're kind of tracking, is this pullback angle that we've got here. And so all of these guys kind of fit into the same structure. So from here, this is August 1st. And this is really the steepness of this most recent pullback. I track this particular angle right here for a potential rotation if we're going to go bullish again. And like I said, you want to see the VIX chill out and all that stuff. So, all right, so that's that guy. So for right now, while things are, you know, struggling to go risk on yet, we're just not quite there yet. And this guy's probably going to be safer if he structures out above the trigger with him having this kind of proximity to this high already. If you remember what I talked about, right? Climaxes and climaxes. Sorry. So mature. But yes, if you get shockwaves in between climaxes, these are really good to pay attention to for the leaves that go out the top of this one. This is a great place to see him shockwave between. If he holds inside this trigger and then goes back on top of here, that's pretty bullish. Next one is VN index. What the heck is that? VN index. Vietnam index. Holy shit. I don't think I've ever been asked that before. That's interesting. Definitely curious here. Let's see. Let's put him with world indexes. Let's see what he looks like. Who's this? That's the S&P. Well, he looks like the S&P, you know, and this arc and everything. So I think that's kind of worth noting. Since this low back here too, I'm not sure what happened here, but just looking at the low from last year, he's outperformed most of all the indexes in the world, right? That's kind of nuts. What's going on in Vietnam that I don't know about? Shit. That's rather interesting, right? So I think that's worth noting, right? So he's got the same correlation that we're looking at all the other world baskets. So I think we're looking for the same things, right? We're just looking for him to rotate with this current angle that I just showed you and everybody. So I think that's kind of what you track. Even though this looks kind of weird on a bar down, I think you'd have to track somebody else to figure out where the angle of that rotation is actually at. But I think it's a basket move in world assets. If you watch this, they'll all turn together, you know, if they're going to turn at all. Very interesting. I like that one being asked. Don't see enough other world indexes at all on this show. All right, that's AQWA. Globe X Clean Water ETF. Clean Water ETF. What does that exactly mean? Is there Dirty Water ETF? Like, what the fuck? Okay, I don't know. Seems kind of fucking like, you know, straightforward. The Dirty Water ETF. I know Dirty Energy, but Dirty Water doesn't make much sense. So let's see. Not sure what to make of that guy as far as like what he represents, but structurally, let's see. What's the other water ETF I know? IGF. So he has a correlation with that guy. That guy is just, you know, like water infrastructure and things like that. He seems to track a utility, which usually has some strength and risk on environments, but he's not having it. I think you're, you know, could be watching this, and this is your long-term uptrend. If he has a 2B on this angle and rotates it, could be something. If he stays under the angle, then, you know, he's probably going to rotate a lot deeper. So let's see if this correlates to. And he's a mirror image of the fucking S&P. So I think check the S&P. That guy's he's got pretty damn solid correlation with the S&P. Let's see. XLU, so he correlated the utility also. I would say this like super weakness he's got here, he might be correlated a little bit with utility, so you probably want to see some strength in utilities before you really want to look at this guy. Wow, that chart's hideous though. Sol USDT. Let's do Hood first. Hood we did a while ago. Looked for a bull flag above trigger, never happened. Faded back inside of his box range. That box range, we have like a level here from this low running to the heart of it, and he's sitting on that. So I think that's still worth paying attention to. You know, I think Hood is don't take him too far off your radar. I think no one's talking about him anymore, and that's probably when it's most dangerous. But I think you're kind of watching to see if he comes back up, and the same trigger level is what you care about again. Nucor, that was Hood. Nucor is part of the basic materials rotation that we talked about before. This was non-precious. You had this. I gave you guys a basket on this guy in June. Steel, all these dudes went crazy. This was actually in there. He got acquired, I believe. STLD. These dudes are all kind of like corking up outside of the bull flag rotations they have, like Nucor is. I think you should keep your eyes on that. I think this guy sets up pretty good, and actually, let's see, where'd he go? God damn it. It's got a good congestion inside the bull flag. I think he can leave from that, and we get another big markup in industrials. Probably get him to go test against this angle, get on top of it, get above it, give you a structure, and then leave. I think that's possible. Okay. And then that guy was Sol. Sol is Solana. Guy's kind of a dog with fleas, but look at him last time, right? He's got a decent flag outside here. I like this level that he had as a low projection. He tested it here. We'd drawn this after we'd seen all this. So this trigger level we like. He pumped through here in July when it was last asked about it. We thought maybe he could bull flag on the trigger, and crypto got bullish. We could see something. See, the trigger is good. Once he got under it, he stalled underneath it. So that is definitely a line in the sand. We'll readjust this bull flag, and he's going to have to rotate and come back out of this system now. I prefer when something looks like this and you've got a good clean trigger on him like that, and he's going all through it. I think it's better for him to get back on top of it and stabilize something above it and leave from there and be strongly above his trigger is a more healthy kind of bull move, right? Kind of like this. So something like that down there, if he manages to rotate, and it probably will come with another bullish cycle in crypto. So all eyes on USDT.D. All right, I think we got it. I don't think anybody needs CloneX fucking ETH. It's at the dead lows from him talking shit until it forms some kind of rounded base. No one gives a fuck. We don't have to TA that. Can we look at LTC? I'll throw one in there for you. We did look at LTC last show Friday, if you were here. LTC. So, oh yeah, I did want to look at this. Right, long-term angle-wise, I thought this was worth looking at in the cycle of LTC coming out of the trenches. We drew this a couple shows ago when I think we already had the BTC one in, but this is the angle coming out of the summer lows of June for LTC, and this is the actual long-term uptrend line that you have from here. And this is the main uptrend line. If he breaks this level and then takes this out, right, it's a new floor potentially that's higher than this one. As long as that's true, then this will become the new angle, right? If we go from this dump wave and hold this level and go back out the top, the angle will adjust from here to the tip of that wick, right? So that's possible. So for right now, I don't know why it's over so far. Why is this over here so far? I have no idea if that purple box is out there that far. I would never have done that. But this entire range, like I said, here I drew this. I think he needs to be above the floor you see right here that he's testing off the bottom side of. So LTC, even though he's holding this range, unless you're unless you're cutthroat and you want to go in there, I think he has a chance of coming off this, but he gets a lot more bullish over top of the trigger. That's where he looks a lot better, and this likely ties, to crypto's next major bull cycle. That could take as long to materialize as Bitcoin's having, or anytime before then. But you're gonna need to have a full-blown risk-on cycle for this guy to get out of here. And if he does get out of here, we can look back in time at this. Price has memory, so we can always go backwards from this level, and you'll see this should be a good level in time, also, right? So price gets above this level. This is where the main bull cycle moves have been. See it? Price above this level is gas. So I think we want to see LTC above, his can't see too good. 104, what do I have that at? 104 and 46. So just something stable above that would be a bullish sign whenever he gets back there. Can we look at Sony? Yeah, bitches. I'll give you Sony. Sony, okay, so last we looked at him, we looked at this, like possible rotation with Japan. If Japan stabilized and got bullish again, then right now risk assets like equities broadly aren't quite turned, right? We saw that in the last basket graph we just did. So he had a bull flag projection here. I didn't rotate it, and I think you still treat it just as a bull flag projection that's getting bigger. And right, as you know, anything that gets down towards this low, but doesn't break it, right? This low, and doesn't break it, is a bear trap, right? So if price ever does this, and does that, that's what you call a bear trap. And in hindsight, it will be obvious what it is, but not when it's making this low to people. So is there a chance we get down and test this flag? I like the flags that generate new highs. So I like the lows of like bull flags that generate major moves like this, especially the high of the year. So if we get down and test that, treat it just like the Pepe bull flag or the BTC bull flag we used for that like knife catch in 2019. Sorry, May 19th, not 2019, May 19th, 2021. Pay attention to this guy. If you get interaction like that, it should interact something like Pepe. Do I have Pepe? Here's Pepe. All right, so Pepe, remember this flags that lead to like cataclysmic moves like this usually have the best interaction, right? Because it takes a solid system to get a markup to do this. People are on the wrong side when this happens. So if we see this happen here, this led to something very similar. This would probably be the best place, and we can see that there's good price action above that trigger. Let me make that something else. All right, above that level. So I'll actually, same thing I did last time, project it backwards a little bit, right? And you can see it's like a really good level when price is above it. So if we get like down here and recover, and this flag gets that deep, managed to get that deep, I think this would be a more interesting place to pay attention, barring he does a rotation any sooner. All right, bitches, that's it. What are you gonna keep adding stuff on the back end? That's not how this show works. I just did y'all one because you're in the middle of the session and nothing looks good on my screen, so I threw a couple extras in there. But yeah, no, you got to get them in the beginning, and like I'll put them in the end if I can and stuff like that. But yeah, you motherfuckers want nickel and dime me at the end of the show, bitches. That ain't how this fucking shit goes. But appreciate everybody showing up. Definitely got a better turnout than has been in recent weeks. So appreciate everybody that showed up. Appreciate all the trolls and cloners for remarketing my show and possibly alerting some folks to come back and check it out. Always nice to see Karma come back around and slap those fucking clowns right off their fucking bar stool. So for the rest of you guys, stay safe out there. Don't get salty. Don't get triggered. Objectivity is king out in these streets. And we'll catch y'all niggas on the flip. Like the show, goddammit. And buy some shares in fucking Nomics. Alright, bitches. Just kidding. I know I'm saying that like a show. I'm just kidding. I don't even know what that damn app does. So just, don't go get yourselves killed or anything like that. But the shit's funny. Alright. Later, y'all.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Welcome